going. Here's my vlog for the schnizzle. The 1st of September, only it's the 2nd now because it's 12:06. I got to. I'm gonna call the credit card and pay my credit card because I got to get paid what the 4th, and then I think I'm gonna order a new filter. I've been needing to get a new filter for drinking. Here's where I am now. Shki. Don't know what day it is. I'll have to put it on the title. So, yeah, I finished that. So I'm gonna try to do these 4. So I'm keeping up one a day. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. And I'm doing at least one a day, so I'll be done by the end of September with that and get started on the whatchamacallit, the coloring and numbering. We'll see how long that takes. I don't know how long that'll take. We'll see. So hopefully it won't be lagged because there's so many of them, but right-clicking, I don't recall ever taking lagging. Maybe it wouldn't lag, but if it does, I'll just save them as individual folders, files as I go down, and I'm deleting them so it gets gradually smaller as I go down. But there's 400 rows, so it would suck if it's slow, but anyways, my brain is kind of on vacation. In fact, I don't even remember anything that I really learned today in terms of studying. I was listening to this book about the Oregon Trail because I was talking to my roommate about this woman who said in 1860 there was 200 houses in Denver, and this Indian tried to steal her stuff. I wanted to brag to her, but he gave her 12 scalps from the Indians he just killed up in the mountains. I told my roommate, and then I sent him the link. So I was listening to that, and then I was listening to I can't even remember. Monitors. I miss not having animals like reptiles. I don't have any reptiles now. My leopard gecko died after 10 years. Had it 8 or 10 years, 8 years. My second of the leopard geckos. And I sold my tegu and my redfoot tortoise who lived together, and I only had them together there for a few months. Yeah, for 6 months together, because my other roommate moved in and I had a tegu, and then he was here for a couple of months or something. I can't remember. And then I got a redfoot tortoise, and then he started freaking out. So I got rid of the redfoot tortoise and tegu to try to make him happy. And then he ended up moving out, and so now I don't have any of them. I'm like, what the and I lost $600. I sold them for $100 each, and the tortoise was $450, and the tegu was $350. So, so I got on the website just to see what they have, and I saw Savannah Monitor, and I was like, so I did some research, and it's as big as a tegu, and it's as smart as a tegu. It's kind of like the other big lizard you get. It's between a Savannah Monitor or a tegu. And most people get tegus because they're cheaper, because they eat more. The Savannah Monitor, you have to feed them insects, which are super expensive. And tegus are supposed to be tamer, but I've watched videos and it's kind of not really like that. They're actually both tame. So, so I went into the store. Turns out they have 2 little baby Savannah monitors. They're this big and only $60, dude. $60. They live 15 to 20 years, and I think I can keep it in the same environment as this. It's just pretty much the same. I think They generally need more heat, but I have good heat and less humidity, but they still need humidity, so I can hook them up with the humidity. So it's basically the same. I really liked having a Tegu. I'm gonna upload all my Tegu videos to Instagram whenever I get around to it. I'm lazy, but they're great because the Tegu next to the tortoise buddies, and just the Tegu walking around and trying to get out. Like the Tegu is trained to basically let himself in and out. It was basically a free roaming Tegu, because like I'd get up in the morning and like I'd look, because the Tegus originally they dig holes for themselves and then they plug up the hole, but then once they get comfortable, they don't bother to plug up the hole anymore. And so I would get out in the morning and I'd look in the hole and I wouldn't see anything. He'd be like asleep. And then I would like get my energy drink, my like protein drink, and I'd look back and he would be like, she was a female, she would be looking out of the hole at me, just like looking at me, still in her hole, but looking out of the hole. She digs a hole underneath the water. And then I would go and get like, fill up my cereal or something, and I'd come back and then she would be on the ramp, like at the door, at the gate, waiting to be let out. So then I would like open the gate. I would open the gate and, you know, and put the ramp on and go off and like get my computer or something, come back, and I would see the Tegu like walking down the floor, you know, and then like a couple minutes later I'd see it like entering in my room, you know, and then I'd see it in my room, and it was in my room for like 3 days, like in this crease in the rug next to my bed. And then I put it back in the cage, and then I let him out of the cage like the next day, and he went right to the crease in my room and was there 4 days, because I was just like, fuck it, he wants to just hang out in my room. Yeah, and that's when my roommate freaked out and called my mom. And my mom called me and was like, we gotta get rid of your animals, man. And so I got the Tegu. It's lame as hell. I got a fucking roommate. He comes in here, he moves in, and I already have a Tegu. And he's like, let me move in. And I'm like, yeah, I'm like, look at the ferrets, look at my Tegu. He's like, yay. And then he moves in, and all of a sudden he's like, somebody at work said that those things give you salmonella. It's like, dude, then why the fuck are you moving in my apartment? So, yeah, and then I sold it, and I'm like, yeah, I sold him. And he's like, nobody should ever have any of those animals as pets ever, because I guess they're just too big. You'd never seen a reptile that big, so you're just gonna get sick. Like, how did our ancestors survive for millions of years in the wild? We didn't get diagnosed with salmonella. Anyway, he said there's like 100% chance I would get salmonella if I bought one of those animals. Anyways, but I have a different roommate now who doesn't mind. In fact, before he moved in, I was like, dude, you don't have a problem with reptiles and salmonella and shit, dude. So anyways, I'm like, $60, and that's a little baby, so I can raise it up. That's how I did with my Tegu. I got it and it was a little baby, and then it just like went, and I guess the Savannah monitors do that too, so that'd be cool, because they get big and they free roam. So the way that I was able to have a ferrets and Savannah monitor at the same time is, my ferrets have 6 cages on the ceiling that are all connected with tubes. They have a big cage on the floor, and then they can go on their tubes to the cage in the ceiling, and then a tube takes it to another cage on the ceiling on the outside of my bedroom, and then they can go in my bedroom where there's 3 more cages on the ceiling, and then they can do a 360 in the bedroom, and then come back out in the living room. And I'm even going to expand it more when I have time. I even bought the tubes. I'm going to have tubes come out here and go right up next to another cage that I bought that's right next to a hanging cage that I'm going to put like another rodent in that I'll let him free roam or whatever. And then right next to that's going to be another bird cage. But for like a conure or whatever, I have the money. So when the Tegu is out and about, I just put the ferrets in, you know. And then when the ferrets, like, when the tegu's out and the ferrets are like at the floor cage, like waiting to be let out, that's when I will put the tegu back in the tegu cage and let the ferrets out. And if the tegu is like trying to get out of his cage while the ferrets are running around, that's when I'll just put the ferrets back in the cage and let the tegu out. It kind of depends on which animal is kind of hankering to get out more. Because the tegu can be out with the tortoise, the turtle. So they kind of have equal priority. But like what I was probably eventually gonna do, that wasn't going on for very long before my fucking roommate freaked out on me. Lame as shit to get afraid of animals like that. But what I probably would have done was put one of them in my room, you know, like let the ferrets run around in the room, and then have the tegu and the tortoise out in the living room, or vice versa, and then they both get the free roam. But I would have to been on my toes, because if you allow those suckers to get together at any moment due to a lack of spacing out for whatever reason, forget to close the door or something. And I do have a gate too that I bought. At this, you know, the ferrets could kill the tegu. Could like open his guts open, or the tegu could freak out and bite a ferret. Or they could get in a fight in a place where I couldn't reach them, like under my bookcase in my bedroom. Same thing with the monitor. So I got to be careful. Like my ferrets, like I was playing that dangerous game with my cockatiel, and I lost. They fucking killed my cockatiel because I forgot to close up the cage and let the cockatiel in there by himself with the ferrets once. So, oh man. So, but I think it's a risk that I'm willing to take. I saw in the Humane Society for $300 they can get 2 more ferrets. I could have 4, but I don't have the money for that. And they also have a parakeet for $20 I could get, so I might do that. See what my roommate thinks. He seems to be pretty chill about stuff. See what he thinks about the noise. But he's only been here less than a month. Maybe I should let him be here for a month before I start thinking that he's gonna stay. Because if he doesn't stay, then I could get fucked for money. Because I didn't have a roommate for like a month and a half or something. And it took me that long to get a roommate. Like nobody wanted to move in with me. You know, I live in Boulder and I have a room with air conditioning, your own refrigerator, your own like fancy lights, LED lights around the desk in the room, and starlights, and your own indoor parking and weight room in here, and pool for $850 for everything. Indoor with 2 ferrets, indoor washing machine and dryer and everything. But people were taking issue with the fact that I was like, you can't have a problem about salmonella. 2 people mentioned, so I don't know, whatever. But anyways, I got him. But no, but I think I already told him about the Savannah monitor. He was like, what the hell is that? So, yeah, I'm gonna go in tomorrow and frickin' buy that bitch. The problem is they cost a lot. Well, because it's a baby, it's not gonna necessarily cost that much. Only when it gets older. But like I have a whole bunch of dubia roach. I have like 12 or 13 dubia roach containers up there, and I can buy them on Amazon and grow them and take that really seriously, and you know, maybe make it affordable. I think it's worth a try. I mean, if I can't deal with it, I'll just sell that thing back or give it back to him or something. No, but I think I can afford it. Because like, I just not fulfilled with man, it was just so awesome to have the tegu and the tortoise, dude. Because they were like my little buddies. I was training them. I was getting a relationship with them. And you could have the same thing with the Savannah monitor. And like, why would I put so much trouble to build that cage and then not use it? And I already have a roommate who signed up on it, and so for $60 too. So anyway, yeah. it'll be fun to try to organize the dubia roaches to get that all like working, like affordable. Like maybe I could grow them because I have a lot of growing stuff, you know. So yeah, and then I can grow them up as a baby, and they live 15 to 20 years. So yeah, I think I was like lucky that they're selling them for that much. They actually have other animals for adoption that I didn't even know about in Longmont for like $55. I could get a tegu that somebody found in the wild in Rocky Mountain National Park. Can you believe it? Somebody like abandoned them or something, and then they even had like a Savannah monitor for $55, but I don't have a car, and I don't want to impose on my roommate, and I can't talk to my mom, so. Um, so anyway, yeah, that's what I think I'm gonna do tomorrow. Um, get this damn Savannah monitor and get the thing going again, because I'm hanging out with my roommate more. My room more. My last roommate, you know, he was quiet and he tried and everything, but he had a lot of problems. Like he was a meth addict, and there was a lot of like, and he even was going crazy and smoking meth actually with me in here. It kind of, and he hated animals. Well, he liked the ferrets, but he hated my reptiles. And so when you're living with somebody who hates reptiles, it's like, I don't know, it just made me not enjoy living in my room, in my living room, and out here. I just went back in my bedroom and just worked in there. So now I can have a reptile and get it out here. But for a while, I was living large, dude. I had my little cockatiel right next to me that was like biting on my arm all the time because I had him with me all the time. When I was on the couch, I brought him out with me. When I was in my bedroom, I brought him in there with me. And that was the problem. I came out here just for a little bit, and I left him in my bedroom, and I forgot because I was too busy working, and that's when the ferrets got him. But I had like a tegu, a tortoise, two ferrets, you know, two my leopard gecko was alive, two parakeets. Like I had all those animals, and then I had the car, the Impreza with the 1,000-watt stereo. I was like, I'm living large, and then all that popped like after a couple of days. Tomorrow that'll be fun. Spice up my life some more because I literally see the thing right here, so I can make friends with it again and get up and stretch my. Because that's the problem. That's the other reason why I'm getting a Savannah monitor. I'm starting to run into health problems. Like I feel really bad, like sick, and it actually causes me to have to sleep more. I had to have a nap, and like it's just not as enjoyable. And so I need to like get up and stretch my legs more, like get up and walk around. And having a monitor would do that because I'd get up, I'd look at the monitor, tend to the monitor, look at my roaches, tend to the roaches, you know what I mean? I do tending like I was doing before. And then maybe I could even buy plants, you know, if they're having a sale, I don't know. There's a little bit of money, and that would get me moving around and feeling like I live in here and have the whole jungle effect going on again. I bought fixins for an iguana. I think you can even buy iguanas at Rescue for like $55. Whenever I have the time, because I have the supplies, I'm gonna build an iguana cage on my ceiling in my bedroom, complete with like, you know, a little two cages that go out on either end. It's like he'll feel like he lives in a tree, and then a platform and everything. Man, it's gonna be awesome. So anyways, but that's in the future because I'm working on this. So I'm gonna get going on this again. 22 more, yeah. So I'm gonna go through bus dash through the weekend, and then on Monday I'll pay my taxes and open up that government letter and see what that's all about. Open up my emails or whatever because I have to because it's all the beginning of the month. See how I'm gonna get my check for my brother so that I can pay my credit card bills this month. But I have enough money right now, thanks to my roommate, to pay the credit card bill that's due on the 4th with Amazon, which I missed once on the first day, the first time. So, let's keep this underneath 20 minutes. Yeah, we'll get started on this one and maybe, be done with it, I guess, tomorrow. It's Friday, today, Friday. Okay, talk to you tomorrow.